Hello, my name is Amanda COLBURN. I'm a Special Projects Coordinator for Bernalillo County. Today we're here to talk about the process for capital outlay for nonprofit organizations. With me today I have Clay Campbell, the Chief of Staff for Bernalillo County Manager. Hi, Clay.
Hi, Amanda.
So we have a process for nonprofits to apply for Bernalillo County, with Bernalillo County for nonprofit funding. Can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Sure, Amanda. Every year the state legislature has capital outlay funding that they distribute to local governments. And sometimes local governments will sponsor a nonprofits funding request. And so we always reach out to nonprofits in the summer preceding a legislative session to see what projects and funding requests they are considering so that we can vet them to decide if it's something Bernalillo County wants to take on or not. So we do that process in July where we ask nonprofits to submit a real simple form and follow the instructions that can be found at bernco.gov/CIP. And to review those instructions and then to submit to us by mid-July their request so that we can vet them and do what we need to do in the late summer and fall to get ready for the 2020 legislative session.
So we have our application. Can you tell us a little bit more what's in that application?
Sure. Essentially, we want to know what the capacity is of your nonprofit organization. What are you asking for? How much? Have you done master planning for this capital request? Are you bringing any capital funding yourself to the table? What type of support do you have in the community? What services is it that you are providing that this capital improvement will aid? It's those sorts of questions that we're looking for. We, Bernalillo County, have to be very careful in what we decide to take on because ultimately we are the owner, landlord, call it what you will, of the capital improvement. So we can't be everything for everybody, but we do recognize and acknowledge the role, the vital role that nonprofit organizations play in the community. So we want to support that when it makes sense for us to do so.
So the application process is pretty simple. It's just a couple of forms, easy to fill out and easy to turn in. Once the application's done, what's the next step?
So we'll have a small committee of county employees involved in the capital improvement program who will look at the applications and vet them and make recommendations to the county manager about which ones we should include and which ones we should not include. So by the end of August, we will know which nonprofits requests we're willing to take on. We'll let the nonprofits know by mid to late August if their project's been accepted or not. And then we'll have separate conversations with them about what they need to do in the fall to get ready for the winter legislative session. It's really important to know that this application that's due to Bernalillo County in mid-July is just for our use. It's for Bernalillo County's use. The state of New Mexico will have its own capital outlay request form that nonprofits will have to submit and get signatures from a sponsor sometime later in the fall. They will have to submit that to the state. But we'll get into those details later, and that kind of detail is in the presentation that you can find when you go to bernco.gov/CIP.
Excellent. So are there any other details that you think are important for the nonprofits to know about now regarding the process?
Well, a couple things. One is, Bernalillo County, again, we recognize the role of nonprofits in the community. We are truly appreciative of what services are provided. Bernalillo County is not in a position to be everybody's landlord, to own everybody's building, to own everybody's computer systems, vehicles, et cetera, et cetera. So again, we have to be very smart about which ones we take on and which ones we don't. That's one thing I want to emphasize. The second thing is that because the state economy is doing well and oil and gas revenues are increasing, that bodes well for capital outlays. So there will be funds next year, just like there was this past year, and unlike previous years when the oil and gas industry wasn't going very well, it's going well now, so we can expect funding to be rolling in. So we, Bernalillo County, have to make sure that what we request for ourselves and on behalf of nonprofits makes sense and can be spent wisely and used as intended.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Clay. And thank you for taking time to watch this video. For more information, please visit bernco.gov/CIP.